Welcome back to another episode of the ZQUAKE podcast. My name is Julian Sonnenberg, and today we are joined by another very special guest. From making music, acting in musicals, and most recently starting his own media company, his artistic skills are one of a kind. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Heridia.
We're here.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to be here, bro. Thank you.
So, moved from the Dominican Republic.
Yes, sir. I was born there. That's my my home country. You know, that's where my heart is. You know, all my family was raised there. We come from the mountains. You know, we have farmland out there now in our name and things of that nature. But our ancestors were from the mountains, so it's an honor to be here on a podcast with you after knowing all that my ancestors went through. You know,
Of course,
it's a
man.
blessing, bro.
So, moved to Trenton, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
How'd you like it out there?
It was not an ideal environment for a young child, you know. It was difficult. Growing up there, it wasn't like a great place to be, and that's why I'm so glad I got out of there so quickly. After I moved here, I believe that was the first place I went in the United States, and it was like a poverty-stricken environment, you know. Wasn't the best place for a child to grow. But after that, I moved to Hackensack, New Jersey, and that's where I was really raised in Hackensack. You know, that's where I went to school for the most part, and I'm glad I moved there because Trenton really wasn't the best place for me to be.
So Hackensack's where it's at in New Jersey.
Yes, sir. That's where my people is at. That's where my support system is. All my homies that are on my team now. I'll give them a shout out real quick. I got Woj, my guy Jordan. He's like the mastermind behind it all. He brings us together. He puts the money up. He's an investor. He does his own thing. Big car guy as well. He has a what's it called? I forgot. It's like the big body Challenger. I think it's a Scat. Yeah,
that's cool. I don't know. I don't know anything about cars.
Me neither, bro. I just let him do that side of things. But then I have my other homie. His name is Kayam. He has his own clothing company. He does like custom clothing and things of that nature. So those are my two homies. That's my team. I really keep them close to my heart. And those are the people I've been growing with. Those are the people I just did. We sold out an event in Jersey. April 1st.
Congratulations. Shout out to the team.
It, bro. Yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, bro. The team is great. I gotta make sure give them the praise that they deserve.
Yeah, of course. So you got into music pretty young. First verse written at 6 years old.
Yeah, bro. That was I remember that to this day. That was after I found my older brother's notebook box. Like, he had a sneaker box full of notebooks that he would write in. He had a rhyme books, all types of different things, and he had like his CD player and all that. So whenever he was like out the house, I would be sneaking into the box, seeing what I could listen to, and like all the throwbacks from like 50 Cent, old Eminem, things of that nature, listening to that growing up. But yeah, bro. Do you remember what the verse was when you were 6? Nah, bro, I don't. I wish. It wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't good at all, but it was a little something. And after that, it kind of just grew into what it is.
So you knew
now.
From a young age, you were like, I want to get into music.
For sure.
I want to get into writing, being an artist.
Even like my family from Dominican Republic, I have a lot of music in the history of our family, and it kind of just it was. Whenever I would put the headphones on, it would take me to a different place, and I love that feeling. Like, just being able to be where I was, and that was when I was still living in Trenton. Being in Trenton and being able to put the headphones on and get away from that reality was something that it was really close to my heart. It was something I appreciated at a young age.
I've
always had an appreciation for music.
So moving to Florida senior year, that couldn't have been easy.
No. Definitely
leaving everything behind.
Yeah, leaving the team behind, all the friends I made, everybody I was going to high school with. It was definitely tough, but I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for those moments. Because my phone ringing. Yeah, sorry about that.
All good.
Yeah, we good. But yeah, bro, it was extremely tough. I came out here, I had no friends, but my mom was working at the school that I was going to. I went to Palm Beach Central out here. And she kind of had like a big part of me doing what I ended up doing here, which was being in like the musical theater classes that I was going to at the time. Like my senior schedule here, once I got here, I had like 3 theater classes back to back to back.
That's awesome.
That was the end of my schedule, and it was because I had to wait for her to get out of work so I could go home, because I didn't have it was a lot going on. I didn't have my license at the time. I was like 17, and yeah, bro, that I did Shrek the Musical in high school, my senior year. That was like my first musical I've ever done. I got the lead. I was Shrek in the musical. So that kind of, it built a love for performing, and that's what set me off to move to New York City and study that.
Yeah. I have a quote from you here. The opinions of others had me in a chokehold at one point. Do you still feel that way when you're making music?
Definitely not. I've learned to kind of accept who I am. That's always been, well, that's what we're here to do. We're here to 100%. Learn who we are and learn from our experiences. So I've been getting more comfortable being myself, and that's led to a lot of different things, a lot of different doors opening up for me. And yeah, I'm very big on, you feel me, operating out of your own heart. What
advice would you give to someone who maybe feels the same way? You know, insecure, people are talking bad about them, talking behind their backs, you know, maybe commenting on their stuff, negative, right. Always keeping things negative. You know, sometimes when people just try to go for things, people hate on them. What advice would you give to someone?
It all comes down to how badly you believe in yourself. Because if you want something for yourself, if you want to really be able to operate as you without having people in your ear and things of that nature, then it's important for you to tap in and really learn who you are, really learn what you're supposed to do on this planet. What were you born to do? You know, what purpose are you here to fulfill?
Yeah.
And yeah, once you figure that out, it's hard for you to not work towards that, because once you know what you're here to do, you're gonna feel like you're not doing what you're here to do. It's almost like a heaviness that comes upon you when you know you're supposed to be doing something, and then you're not giving it the attention that it deserves.
Yeah, definitely.
So just be yourself, man. Like, really focus on not caring about what people are putting in your ear, because at the end of the day, they don't know what's best for you. Only you know what's best for you.
Yeah. So you moved back to New York to
do not disturb
to study musical theater. How was that?
Yeah, I was a musical theater major. It was very intense. I went to AMDA. It's the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. It was definitely a time. My day was full of like ballet classes, jazz classes, acting classes, all different types of things. And it was just nonstop work. I feel like during that period of my life, I've worked the hardest that I ever have. Like, it was from an 8 a.m. to the last class starting at 6, you know. So it was constant motion, and it was a quick program. So the goal was to give you the hands-on experience that you need, the hands-on experience you would find in the industry when it comes to musical theater, and then get you out of there, get you booked. That was the whole vision of the program within itself. But yeah, I went out there. I did 2 semesters. Then COVID hit, and I had to come back down. I tried the online thing, but it just wasn't the same. So I kind of just started finding my way here in Florida.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sometimes you got to look at the bright side of things, and you started IFBH during COVID.
Yeah,
so
always, bro. You always got to look at the bright side, bro. If you don't, then you'll forever feel like there's a cloud over you.
Yeah. And
that's not always the case. It doesn't rain forever, you know.
What was your inspiration behind starting that page?
To be honest, it kind of just, I would say photography and videography kind of found me, because it wasn't what I was expecting to do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how life is sometimes. Sometimes you want to do something and you want to try to force something, and that's just not what the Almighty has in store for you. That's not what it is that you're here to do. So when I came down here, I came back and I wasn't really sure what to do. Everything stopped. There was no basketball games going on. There was no practices or anything.
Yeah.
But my boy, Shout out to my guy Zach, Coach Zach.
Shout out Zach.
Shout out Zach for real. He had his own like little workout group that he would have, and I started pulling up. Had a GoPro, started shooting on the GoPro, making mixtapes for people, and that's how it started. I found that, and I built a love for it.
And then at one point, you were shooting all the games for the school team. You were making all the edits.
For sure,
and you started blowing up like crazy. Everyone was walking around school wearing your merch.
Yeah.
Everyone was buying the hoodies, and you were the talk. You were the talk of the town at the school last year.
Nah, yeah, bro. It was a beautiful time. I'm not gonna lie, and I appreciate everything that I experienced at that school. Everything that has to do with them and you guys. I love the students. I love the staff. I love the people that embraced me when I needed to be embraced. You know, because as I tried not to show it, but that was like a tough time for me because once I got that job, it was like, damn, like it felt like I'm really not going to go back to New York, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of solidified things for me. And I was like, damn, like I really got to lock in and figure this out. Like, what am I going to do now? It put me in a position where I had to think on my feet, you know, and think like, what's next for me? What life do I want to create for myself?
How did you even end up working that job? Because working a school security guard is kind of a random job.
Yeah, bro, for sure. So, Zach, Quincy, Mike Firestein, those are all people that I had worked for in the past. I worked at day camp
Bright
with
House,
them.
camp.
I worked at Bright House with them. And after that, they kind of always looking out for me. You know, every time I would see them, it would always be love. So when the opportunity arose, they you know, showed me the opportunity. And after that, it was just uphill.
Can I just say, you were the most chill security guard of all time. I remember this one story. It's probably like your first month or two there.
Right.
In the middle of lunch, like this food fight broke out. People were just chucking food at each other. And I just see you and you're just standing there. You did not even care. You didn't think twice about going over and stopping at. You were just standing there with a smile on your face, just laughing. Like, all right, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm going to let the kids be kids. And you just stood there and laughed.
I definitely took the passenger seat when it came to the security because personally, I felt like if nobody was in danger, then
let kids be kids. Let them throw food at each other. They'll get over it at some point. Once it gets
too far, that's when I step in. You know, I break it up, tell them to stop. You know, but when they joking around, I kind of let them do their thing.
I remember one time there was a fight, and I saw the video of it, and I came up to you, and I was showing you. I was like, yo, BH, bro, you just tackled this girl.
Nah, bro. It looked like that in the video, but she fell over the bench chair, and like I fell on top of her. I grabbed her, and then I was like trying to back her up, and then she fell on top of the
That was so
bench,
funny.
And I fell right on top of her.
That video was hilarious.
Yeah, bro. It was definitely a bad
What were you
look.
thinking?
It looked bad.
Once you started going down, what were you thinking? You're like, damn.
After that, bro, I was focused on getting up because there was still ruckus going on over here behind me. So I was just trying to get back up and help separate what was going on, bro. It was a very fast moment.
Yeah. It seems like now you're focusing more on the music, the live events. I see on your page you're always posting about live events. You just said you sold out a show. Talk about that a little bit.
So it kind of, you know, this is kind of what comes with the industry. I noticed that there's not as many opportunities for artists, so I figured I would just start creating opportunities, you know.
It's awesome.
Got together with my people from Jersey. We came up with some bread. We found a venue. We reached out to artists, and after that, it was just the
how many shows have you done so far?
That's a good question. That was my first show that we had put together, like as a team. I've never really been heavily involved in a showcase like that or performances like that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how many shows I've been a part of, but that's the first show I put together. And then I just finished. I'm doing a show in Pompano on Thursdays. And we've done 2 so far. So.
And how are those going?
They're going well. The people are coming. They're enjoying themselves. Artists get to be themselves on stage. And we're kind of just trying to open doors for people that might feel awesome. Like there's not doors open for them.
You want to say what it's called? Tell them how they can reach out to you.
So the event is called the All-Star Experience. It's in Pompano Beach. You could just reach out to me on Instagram if you're interested in being a part of the show. If there's any artists out there, please hit me up, because there's going to be a lot more opportunities for us to grow. You know, I like to see it as an opportunity to build a community, build unity in the community.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
That's something major. You know, we got to
go show some support to BH. Everyone show out to the events.
Yeah,
said Thursdays?
Sure. Yes, Thursdays. And I'm also performing June 10th in Boca. I'm going to be releasing a flyer for that on my Instagram soon. And yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward.
Yeah, bro. If you could pop out, I'd love to
definitely
have you, bro, for
June
sure.
10th. I think I'm in Europe for most of June, but
that's awesome.
If I was here, I would show up for sure.
June 10th, and it's the day before my birthday, so if you want to give me an early birthday gift, pull up to the show. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
You been keeping up with sports at all?
Not really, but I have been seeing that the Knicks they've been doing well until they
have not been doing too well against the Heat
against
this
the
series.
Heat. That's when they started going wrong.
Yeah.
We got past the first round.
Jimmy Butler is just kind of unstoppable. Nothing you can really do about him after eliminating the best seeded team in the NBA.
He's different, bro.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we played very well against them. I was very surprised.
For sure. I saw the highlights of that game. I didn't watch the whole thing, but Jimmy was definitely doing his thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's inspiring to see somebody ball out like that, you know?
Did you see that one shot Tyler Hero took with the broken hand?
It was a 3-pointer. It was a corner.
He broke his hand in the middle of the game, and he stayed him. And he's like standing in the corner holding his hand. Crazy. And Jimmy decides to pass him the ball, and he just grabs it and he shoots it and he drains that thing.
Legendary, bro.
And then he just runs away holding his hand, and he looked like he was in so much pain.
Crazy. It's moments like that you just got to push through, bro.
100%.
Moments like that, the mental kicks in, and it's like that's when the mental toughness comes in, because if he wasn't mentally prepared for that moment, he would have missed. He would have bricked. But he was ready. He caught that ball like his hand wasn't broken, you know?
What about hockey? You keeping up with hockey at all? The Panthers are on a really good run.
I don't watch hockey at all, actually. I'm not going to lie. I've never been to a hockey game.
The Boston Bruins had the best NHL regular season record. I believe they were undefeated at home. And the Panthers knocked them out in the first round in Game 7 in overtime.
Damn.
In Boston.
There's a lot of that going on this year. There's a lot of people getting knocked out that are expected to not get knocked out.
Now the Panthers are up 3-1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I was at the game last night. We won in overtime.
Oh wow!
Shout out Jacob Brown for the ticket. Great experience. But have you ever heard the saying "Never meet your heroes"?
No, I've never heard that.
So it's always a saying that I've heard, and pretty much never meet your heroes. And so I guess a lot of times people meet their heroes and they're just not impressed by them, who they are as an actual person. Yeah. But last night I met Kyle Forgerd. I don't know if you know who that is. He's one of the founders of the Nelk Boys, and he could
Kyle, yeah.
He could not have proved that saying more wrong. He was the most genuine person I've ever met. I saw him at the game, and I went up to him and I took a picture with him, and I just said to him, I was like, Kyle, in a couple months you're gonna know exactly who I am. My podcast is about to blow up. And he was like, all right, man, I'm looking forward to it. Gave me a fist bump and went on his way.
That's awesome.
But he could not have been nicer. You know, sometimes when you take a picture with your phone, it starts spinning.
Yeah.
If you're in low light.
Yeah.
And if you move, it will come out blurry.
Right.
So that happened to my phone. And he stood there and waited for it to stop spinning. His security was pushing him, trying to get him out of the way, get him to seats. And he stood there and he made sure that picture did not come out blurry. So shout out Kyle Forgerd. What a genuine man.
Kyle, for real. We love to hear that. Stories like that, they give me hope, because I know that in any industry you go into, there's a lot of people that don't move out of love, and just little things like that, they mean a lot. They mean a lot, and they make an impact, you know?
He's a big inspiration to me. He's one of the reasons why I even started this podcast. I mean, he has a very successful podcast on his own, and to meet him in person, for him to be that nice, it gave me so much hope. It put such a smile on my face, and to see that someone as big as him can still make everyone feel good and take the time out of his day to take a picture with everyone hear what everyone has to say is really just truly inspiring. So yeah, thank you, Kyle Forgerd.
Thank you, Kyle. Yo, shout out to Kyle, for real. The Nelk Boys, man, they really do their thing, bro. I like what they doing, man. They move as a team, and they've just been doing the YouTube thing, taking it to the moon, bro. That's inspiration.
And their podcast has been going crazy. I mean, they got Elon Musk on their podcast.
Oh, damn.
The only person I've seen do that is Rogan. Yeah, right. Rogan's up there.
Yeah, he's up there for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy.
You listen to Rogan at all?
I've watched a couple of his podcasts, but not regularly. And I see him all the time on, like, when I'm scrolling
The
through
clips,
Reels or whatever. Yeah.
The clips are where it's at. I was just telling you, one of my clips from the first episode with Petey, it got like 1.5K views on YouTube in like an hour, which is great for me.
For sure. It's only gonna go up from there,
100%.
Yeah,
the clips from this episode about to go even crazier.
Hell yeah, for sure. I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, I just hired someone to do the clips for me. I'm editing the full podcast myself, but I hired someone to do the clips, and she's amazing.
Okay. Nah, yeah, I saw the clips that you recently posted. They look clean, bro. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
She's great at what she does. She's my age, and she's a great editor.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Have you been paying attention to what's going on with our economy right now? I mean, they're saying we're 3 weeks away from going into economic default. Do you know what that is?
That means that the entire system is about to crash, bro.
That would probably be one of the worst things that ever happened in this country. And in order for that not to happen, Republicans and Democrats are going to have to agree on something and pass a bill, which is it's scary to hear that because we know that really never happens.
Right. Yeah. They never can see eye to eye. We'll see what happens though, bro. I mean, you just gotta, honestly, whatever they come to, hopefully they come to an agreement or something that will be best for the country. Because that, at the end of the day, it's not about what's better for the Republicans or what's better for the Democrats. It's about what we have to do to keep the people of the United States safe and in a good position. We haven't been in a good position for a while, but at the end of the day,
someone's got to be the one to step up and just be like, guys, let's get together. It's not a joke anymore. You know, This could be the worst thing that ever happened in our country.
The U.S. dollar is
tanking,
very low.
Yeah,
it's not worth much. They say money's just a piece of paper is really turning into that.
Yeah,
you know, it's
really I mean, all of those big oil traders, they no longer trade using the U.S. dollar. They've all gone back to gold or other currencies. China, Russia, I believe Saudi too. They're all getting away from the dollar.
Bro, it's looking bad for
it's not
the
looking
American
too good.
Economy, bro. Because I heard about the what's it called? I think it's the BRICS. It's Brazil, Russia, and a couple other countries. They're coming together to make their own currency. So that knocks us out of the loop, bro. You know, and that's bad because at the end of the day, it's all about who you know. And imagine that on a national level or a global level. Yeah. You know,
it's not looking too good for us.
Exactly. But that's what happens when you do what America has done.
Yeah.
They just keep going deeper into debt. Like, how is this getting paid?
Yeah. I mean, I really hope that they'll raise the debt ceiling and we won't go into default in 3 weeks.
That's the thing. I've heard that they can't raise it anymore. That's what they keep saying. They can't. Last time they raised it, they said they couldn't raise it.
Yeah, they just they probably said that the time before that too, and then they ended up raising it. You know, so I feel like everything a politician says isn't actually true. So even if they say they can't raise it, I'm sure there's a way for them to raise it. For sure. And hopefully they can figure something out.
I also feel like they're banking on the population. Like, we're kind of what's supposed to pay their debt at the end of the day. You know, if not us, then what else? If we just stopped working, then what would happen? You know, we're the ones that make the money for this country, and if the people suddenly decide that what the government is doing isn't what's best for them, then that would be when the government just has to step out of the.
If we go into default, millions of people would be laid off.
Yeah,
millions of people.
The system is broken.
It really is.
It's moments like these just show us how broken it is, you know?
Yeah.
There's no reason for that to happen. If this system was what it's made out to be, what they make it out to be, the American dream, if it was what it is, or if it was what it's supposed to be, then things would be different. But
I feel like the American dream is no longer really the American dream.
Definitely not. Definitely not. People come here. I've heard my friend, she's from Cuba. She's had family members come out here, and because of how hard it is, and they have the opportunity to come as refugees, because of how hard it is for them to get the right documentation, how difficult the United States makes it for somebody to come from outside of the country, even as a refuge, they just end up going back.
Yeah.
And they'd rather just go back to their hometown, own nothing, just get their food from the government, their rations, and have a roof over their head, because they'd rather be comfortable with less than to come out here trying to struggle to live and barely surviving, you know.
Have you seen our border with Mexico today? Tens or hundreds of thousands of people lined up coming in. I saw Texas just ordered like their own type of military to patrol the border because the federal agencies aren't doing their job properly, I guess. And
they're not doing the work.
I saw a picture today, hundreds of thousands of people just walking in.
Wow. Now what does that mean for us?
Probably a lot of drugs on the street.
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of. I'm not saying that Mexicans are bringing crime with them, but that just makes it harder for everybody. There are already so many people fending for their lives and trying to just scrape by doing crime or whatever it is they might be doing. And it's just like it's only making it more difficult for everybody that's here.
I don't even think it's Mexicans. It's everyone south of Mexico and South America, Central America, you know, Venezuela and Colombia.
I've heard that people
and everyone just coming up
all over the world.
Yeah.
Like
they fly into Mexico. They fly into Mexico and just walk right in.
Crazy, bro. I mean, what are we gonna do?
I mean, I see videos all the time just scrolling on TikTok of people. They've mastered climbing the border already, and they pay people to help them do it. You know, that's people's full-time jobs over there. Is they help people jump the wall.
Like a while ago, back when I was younger, I would hear stories about people going through tunnels, like crawling through tunnels under the border, trying to get into America. It's crazy.
I'm not. My bad. I'm not surprised. I mean, these people will do anything to come in here.
Yeah.
I guess it must be really that bad wherever they're coming from, and I don't blame them for wanting to leave.
I feel like it's a mix of that, and then they've been sold on the American dream, you know, so they want to come here and make a better life for their family, and it's not all it's made out to be. You know?
And once they hear they can just walk in, it's a no-brainer for them. Why not? What's the worst that happens?
It's true, yeah. They come out here and they scrape by and try to build something better for themselves, but the system holds them back from that.
Have you seen what Elon Musk's been doing with Twitter? You've been keeping up with that at all?
Yeah, he's been busy. He's been busy for sure. I heard he laid off a bunch of people from the HQ. And
as soon as he got in there, I mean, this was a couple months ago, he got in there and he laid off a good amount of Twitter. I don't remember the exact percentage. He said it recently. I heard it, but I think he's been doing a great job. I mean, he added what's called community notes, and what that does is it's Twitter's own sort of verification page, and it kind of comments on Twitter on tweets and explains if they're true or if they're not true and why.
Okay, yeah, I have seen that because I use Twitter. I have seen like the little, it's almost like a little paragraph at the end tells you if it's like almost like a fact check type of thing. Yeah.
And it's funny to see how a multi-billionaire, I think at one point he was the richest man in the country, if not the world, and he's just going on Twitter and he's trolling people.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's kind of he's in a position where he control whoever he wants. You know? There's nobody that can stop him or stop his flow of income because he said something to somebody. Like, he's uncancelable at this point.
I mean, he got interviewed by the BBC like less than a month ago. And at the end of the interview, he's like, I just got to ask you, do you like BBC? He's asking this to the reporter. He's a multi-billionaire asking the BBC reporter if he likes BBC. Bro, and he just starts cracking up. It's so funny. See, you never see billionaires, they're like that. They're all censored. They're all PR trained.
It's true.
They never, I mean, behind closed doors, they're definitely all talking like that. They're all just too scared to do it on camera and show it to the world.
Elon has no chill, bro. He'll say whatever he wants.
He doesn't care.
He does not care.
Yeah, I just saw he was at F1 in Miami this weekend.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of that too. Yeah. Everybody's out there right now, bro.
Yeah, all the billionaires. Every big shot's at F1.
For sure. For
It
sure.
looks pretty fun. I
I
mean,
saw ASAP Rocky was there. I saw a bunch of other artists there.
yeah, a bunch of artists,
Everybody's outside
athletes,
of Miami right now, for sure.
Everyone's in Miami. Yeah.
Nah, you're good. You're
All
good,
right,
you're good.
that's getting cut. That's getting cut. I gotta.
It'd be like that, bro.
Yes, that's
It'd be
for
like
sure
that.
getting
There's
cut.
nothing wrong with a little bit of
A little bit of
silence.
awkward silence.
It's okay. We all need it sometimes.
But I saw you wrote this article with this company, Voyage MIA.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
They reached out to me. Yeah, I got an email. They sent me an email, asked me if I'd like to be, if I'd like to have an article written about me. They do articles for a lot of local creatives and kind of give people the platform that they may deserve. You know?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it seems like for them, like you kind of wrote this yourself. They kind of gave you freedom of what
For
to
the
put
most
out
part,
there, which
they
is really
threw the
cool.
questions at me and then had me get back to them with that.
And you had one like main musical that you were performing in New York, if I'm correct, right?
When I was in New York, I actually wasn't performing. I was just strictly studying. I wasn't able to audition for musicals until I finished my program.
So this performance I'm looking at YouTube with you singing, what is that?
Oh, can I see the pictures? Yeah, that is the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. That was before I went to go study in New York.
Got it.
There was a period of time where I tried Palm Beach State College for a semester.
I'm going there next year.
Wasn't really working for me because of
Yeah.
what I wanted to do at the time. So I just decided to move to New York. But yeah, that is a musical that I've done 3 times. I know the character like the back of my hand.
I mean, you're really talented. Like to sing like that, that's impressive.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
So was this in front of a big crowd?
Yeah, it was at what school was it? I believe it was in the theater at West Boca. Yeah, so their school's theater. We filled those seats.
And you did it 3 times?
Yeah, it was I did it once there, then the other 2 were smaller venues, but that was the biggest performance for sure.
That's awesome. I mean, I was really impressed watching that.
Everybody says that. Nobody expects me to, get out there and do it, but once you get into that character, bro, it's hard to not.
Yeah.
Like once you start incorporating the character into your everyday life, or incorporating your everyday life into the character, you kind of just, it flows, bro.
I remember for the first time I saw it, my art teacher showed it to me, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah. A lot of students came up to me and told me that he was super impressed. I was supposed to help with the musical at the school, but it kind of fell through. We didn't have the support we needed from I don't remember if it was the students that they weren't showing up to rehearsal or whatever. But we just didn't get to do that. I was really excited to work with him though. He was a cool guy.
Do you watch UFC at all?
I don't.
Oh man, you gotta get into UFC.
Yeah. Everybody always tells me that, bro, but I don't know.
Big fight this past Saturday. Great fight. Henry Cejudo, he was an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling.
Oh wow.
Against Aljamain Sterling. I want to say he's like 6 or 7 inches shorter than Aljamain Sterling.
Okay.
But he's a big guy. Like he's wide. He's got tons of muscle on him. And you've seen wrestlers. All wrestlers are jacked.
For sure.
And I mean, he had a tough time, because of that height difference and the reach difference. He was just not able to time Aljamain correctly, and he lost. But he's really good. I think technically he's a better fighter than Aljamain.
Gosh.
But I believe because of the height difference.
Nah, yeah.
He just wasn't able to take it home.
The reach plays a big part in those type of fights, I feel like, bro. Even in boxing as well. Like, but with the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight.
You watched that?
Ryan had the reach,
great fight, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about, the defense.
Yeah.
The defense is way more important.
Did you see that one clip of Ryan after the fight? I forget who he was talking to, and the guy went up to him. He's like, "Ryan, did it hit you in the spot or something?" And Ryan was like, "Yeah, he got me in the spot."
Damn.
And then I saw all over Ryan's social media, he was like, I can't believe I have a rat in my camp. Did you see that at all?
I did see that. I saw it on Twitter. I saw somebody had posted it, like a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
But
I hate when people do that. So he goes, I had a rat in my camp, but I'm not making excuses. It's just well, you're making an excuse.
Yeah.
So just own it.
It's true, because at the end of the day, if there was something wrong with that spot, then he should have been making sure he was protecting that spot.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have let Tank get.
I feel like I hear fighters say that all the time. I don't want to make excuses, but
it's
just own it. You're making an excuse.
We don't want to hear that.
Either
bro.
own it or just don't say it.
Right.
You know, you lost.
Kind of just got to take it to the chin, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But
take the L.
Tank wore him down. I was not expecting that. I had Ryan winning the fight, and it looked easy for Tank.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Tank, that boy he's hard body. Like when you look at him, you could tell it's straight muscle. Ryan, he was looking too skinny. I know he wasn't eating like months before
he had a
fight
rehydration clause, which is rare in boxing. So usually in boxing and in MMA, you weigh in the day before your fight. So most of the time fights happen on Saturdays. You weigh in on Friday.
Gotcha.
In Ryan's contract, he had to weigh in on Friday and then weigh in again Saturday morning. And usually the way it works is most fighters drop a lot of weight in order to make the weight that they need to fight at. So they dehydrate themselves. They don't drink water. They go in hot tubs or saunas, so they just sweat a lot, and it drops. They lose weight rapidly.
The water weight is gone. There's no.
Exactly. And then as soon as they weigh in, they carb back up, they rehydrate so that they're energized for the fight the next day. In Ryan's contract, he had to weigh in again the day of the fight, and he was not allowed to weigh in more than 10 pounds over what he weighed in the day before, which to normal people sounds like a reasonable thing. But a lot of these fighters are weighing 15, 20, 25 pounds heavier than what they weighed in that. So that definitely drains you.
For sure. And not being able to drink water the night before, like him being in the fight and being dry like that.
Yeah.
It for you to rehydrate yourself and really like feel the effects of the rehydration, it's tough, bro. There's no way the same day that he was fully hydrated. Like he went into that fight dehydrated, scrawny. Like he looked weak. He looked weak.
And I'm sure he was. I mean, that takes a huge toll out of your cardio.
For sure. That makes your mind fuzzy as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he wasn't even mentally.
Shout out to Ryan for doing that, because he didn't have to. He really wanted that fight, and he was willing to do whatever Tank wouldn't have signed the contract otherwise. They wouldn't have fought if Ryan didn't agree to those terms.
Crazy.
And you got to show respect where respect is due. Even though he did not come out victorious, he signed that contract. He came in low energy. He
stood up. He put his gloves up. He did what he had to do. He tried, and he didn't come out on top, but he did it.
He'll come back.
He walked away with a big bag at the end of the day, That's a major bag.
Big bag.
Even
Let's see if they put out the numbers of how much he got paid.
Nah, I know it was a lot, bro. That's a big bout.
Let's see. Tank is expected to take home a total of around $10 million. His opponent Garcia is set to earn a guaranteed purse of 2.5. So that's guaranteed 2.5.
Yeah. And don't forget about all the because that's all publicity is good publicity.
100%.
Even though he lost, it still brought traction to what he got going on, to his Instagram, to whatever it may be. Now he could sign deals with whoever, It's
And I'm sure they both get a percentage of the pay-per-view, which it was an expensive pay-per-view. I don't remember the exact price, but I think it was like $70 or $80.
Yeah, it was like 80, around 80.
Yeah, and I'm sure it sold a lot. They're probably both gonna get 15 to 20 million, if not more than that.
Big bag.
I mean,
for sure.
I'll take $20 million to get knocked out.
For sure. Put me in the ring.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Grab the gloves.
100%.
Sure,
I think most people would. Why not? $20 million, never got to work again in your life. Maybe you have a lifelong brain injury.
Play your cards right with that bread, bro. Yeah. Generations to come are gonna be eating good.
100%. Yeah.
For sure.
You might have some memory loss, but I think it's worth it.
Get a little concussion.
Yeah.
CTE. Nah, bro. Sure.
Do you watch football at all?
I don't watch football. No, I'm not really a.
You're not a sports guy.
No.
So what are you doing in your free time nowadays?
I'm a big movie guy. You know.
Yeah.
I like to watch movies.
So what's good nowadays? What's good with the movies?
I haven't been keeping up as much. I've been pretty busy lately, but
Busy is good.
Busy's always good for sure. But I really want to see that Air movie, the one about what's his name? Is it Tinker Hatfield?
Oh man, I don't know.
The guy that like made the Air Jordan 1.
Oh
made
yeah,
a movie
yeah.
So I want to see that. I saw
Tinker
Guardians of the Galaxy came out. The new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you watch it?
I did not watch it. I want to. I heard good things about Mario. Surprisingly, I wasn't really expecting like adults to tell me that Mario was a good movie, but
I've been hearing that about Power Rangers recently. I was like, yo, who's watching Power Rangers in 2023?
Literally.
I haven't heard of that since like
I
2013.
I didn't even know they came out with a new movie.
So, watched anything good lately?
I'm watching Snowfall right now. Have you heard of that show?
I do not have the attention span to watch movies.
It's a series, and it's about this guy. His name is Franklin Saint. He lives in L.A., like I think it's South L.A. or something like that, and it kind of shows his come up as like a drug lord, I guess. Yeah,
it's interesting.
And I like themes because it's like you see how people turn on you. It's showing how people try to snake around him, and it puts things in a different perspective. Like I like to watch movies and shows and put myself in their shoes without putting myself in their shoes. You know, I like to see, like, watch how, because of my acting experience and like what I've learned, I can look at a character and kind of like read their mind. Like I know what they're thinking. I know why they did what they did. You know, so that's how I like to watch movies and shows.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. But one of the reasons why I got into podcasting is because I don't have the attention span to sit and watch a movie.
But you'll listen to a podcast while you're doing something
exactly.
else. I hear you.
You know, I'll go outside and shoot around some basketball and listen to a Rogan podcast.
I like that.
You know, I can't sit and watch a movie for 2.5, 3 hours. I've never been able to do it.
A lot of the time, I'll put on a movie and start editing some pictures or edit a video, like just have it in the background.
So you could watch a movie and then also do something else?
Yeah.
Then how are you looking at the movie and also doing something else at the same time?
How do you listen to the podcast and do
I don't have to see the podcast.
Oh, yeah, true. You're right.
How are you going to edit something and also look at a movie?
That's funny that you say that, because I've caught myself like falling asleep during a movie or a show, and I feel like I can still visualize what's going on the screen even with my eyes closed.
You think that's because of your acting experience?
We could chalk it up to that. We could chalk it up to that for sure. It's not really something that I've heard people be able to do.
Yeah.
But
that's
even
like
interesting. Because I remember when I was younger, my aunt, whenever we would be in the car, she would play like these stories like on CD. And I would have to visualize that for myself and kind of create an image in my head of what the characters were going through. So that kind of opened the door for me to explore my mind a little differently, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of create things within that I'm not seeing with my own two eyes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the average human being could fall asleep to a movie and wake up and know and remember what they watched.
Well, sometimes it's like if I'm really asleep, then I'm not gonna remember. But if my eyes are closed, if my eyes are just closed, then I'll be able to see what's going on.
That's interesting.
Yeah, bro.
What are your thoughts on crypto?
Crypto. It's definitely gonna be needed in the future for sure. I feel like it's gonna play a big part in our society soon. I feel like as the U.S. dollar keeps going down, there's going to be other things that have to be brought into the everyday life in order to keep the system going, you know? So I see it being a big part of everyday life in the future.
Blockchain technology is the future.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
PD, the last guest, he's big into crypto.
Oh, yeah. I remember talking to him about crypto all the time, bro.
Yeah.
He like really... The altcoins for him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did well with the altcoins.
Yeah, bro. He used to tell me he would buy like at 0.00000,
Yeah.
like hella
And
zeros,
you just
bro.
buy
And
like,
I'll just be
you
like,
just buy
really,
like a
you bought
couple
that?
100,000
Yeah.
coins at, when it's at like 8 zeros, and then
Word.
it goes to like 3 zeros, and
Yeah.
you're up big.
Boom, just like that.
But
It's
I mean,
crazy.
you gotta get it up to 3 zeros.
Yeah, you gotta hold it, watch it, stress about it, But at that point, like, you could throw in 100, and I'm fine with losing 100 to possibly gain however much,
Yeah, exactly. You put in like $100, you get a couple thousand.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take that any day, for sure. But I haven't really. I do dollar cost averaging. I don't really do too much of like the trading. I kind of just let it stack.
Wait, what do you mean by dollar cost averaging?
It's some people do it every day. I do it every week, but it's basically like recurring investments and it balances itself out. Like, if it's up one day when you buy versus another, if you do it like on a consistent basis, then you kind of even out on how much you spend on it.
What is it based off of? How does it go up or down?
The crypto.
Oh, so you're saying this is
Like
crypto.
this how when I buy crypto, like kind of like it's almost like like scheduled payments. I schedule the payments, and then I have a couple that I think I do ETH every 2 days or something like that.
Ethereum?
Yeah, and I throw like $10. I'll throw in $10.
Oh, okay. So
and
you're
throughout
scheduled
the
to
week-
buy you are scheduled to buy Ethereum.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
and I
understand.
kind of just let it be a recurring payment instead of me.
So every couple of weeks, $10 automatically goes into Ethereum.
It's like every week.
Okay, but you
Yeah,
could set it up
You
to
can set it
whatever
to
you
every
want.
day. You can set it
Okay,
to every 2 days,
interesting.
every 3 days. It's kind of just it. When it comes to how much you spend overall, like it averages out to where you're not spending like too much, or it kind of gives you the opportunity that even if it's down or if it's up, whatever it may be, it's gonna help you in the end because you're just letting it stack. It's accumulating.
Yeah, 100%.
So
other than movies, what else does BH do in his free time?
sure, I listen to beats. The music.
Are you
has
dropping
been
anything soon?
I got a lot of material. I'm getting ready.
I was about to
drop,
say,
bro.
I haven't seen you put something out in a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while, bro.
When's the last time you put
I
out a
kinda
song?
That's a good question. I want to say it's been about. It's had to be about a little. I think like about a year now. Yeah.
Wow, you got to get back in the game.
Yeah,
I'm
for
looking
sure.
forward. I'm really looking forward to
I
some
haven't stopped working.
BH.
So it's all good.
You stacking up some songs?
Exactly. Bro.
Album releasing?
I could drop 3 albums if I wanted to right now. To be honest.
Do it, bro.
It's just
I want to see it.
I've more been thinking like algorithmically. I'm trying to figure out like how it is that I want to go about it. How, like, what songs can I drop back to back every month or every 2 weeks that will put me in position to like go for a run. Like, I don't want one song to be doing well. Like, consistent. I want to exactly and keep doing that. So I've just been writing, getting in contact with people, networking, making sure my team is ready for what's coming. We're planning music videos. We got new music coming. I'm gonna be at Rolling Loud this year. I just bought my ticket. So I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be networking. I like to go out there and make content. You feel me? And even just be around those type of people that could possibly be a fan of mine. Kind of just show my face.
So what time frame are we looking at? When are we gonna see some new BH?
That's a good question. So I'm definitely gonna release something before my show on June 10th. For sure. That's the goal. And then there's definitely gonna be some music videos shot that weekend as well. So this summer is looking good.
This summer
for the BH supporters, for sure.
Do you enjoy live performances for your music?
I love performing live. I've loved performing live since 4th grade when I was in chorus. So
yeah,
that rush, that adrenaline that always comes before you step on that stage and really get into what it is that you're there to do. Like once I hear that music come on, bro, for me, I turn into a different person.
Yeah, that adrenaline rush.
It just turns me up. It turns me up, and I just
that's awesome.
Go. Gotta let it flow.
Keep doing it.
For sure. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. I try to, you feel me, always grow every day. Like whether it be I'll write a verse a day. There's times where I write a verse a day, or I'll write a whole song in 10 minutes, and I always try to just keep myself inspired and find inspiration in my everyday life, even if I just went to work today.
Yeah.
You know, I always try to find something to add to my music, you know, in everyday life. I've noticed that I have to constantly look for inspiration to feel inspired to do what it is that I want to do when it comes to the music, whatever. If I see something in the street that inspires me to think of a scene for a music video, like I write it down, you know. I keep notes, keep tabs on all that, because I don't know when I'm gonna need it, you know. Whenever I get an idea or anything like that, pull up the notes on the phone real quick.
Yeah.
Jot that down.
Does this ever happen to you? Sometimes it'll be like 2, 3 a.m. or like even midnight, and I just won't be able to fall asleep, and I'll think of the best ideas, and I'll just open my phone and just jot it down. Yeah. The best ideas come to me at the most random times.
I've gotten songs in my sleep, like dreaming, and I've woken up and I had to write it down as soon as I could, because if I didn't, I would have woke up the next day and not remembered it. Yeah. So it's like when you get that, you kind of got to just like really analyze what it is that you want to do, because that could be something great. Some people just go back to sleep. Or they'll get the idea and then they'll just literally sleep on it. They'll sleep on the idea and that's it.
Like most of my inspiration for this podcast literally came to me at like the most random times. Like the name, you know, like the logo. I pretty much, I mean, I didn't graphic design it myself, but I like sketched it out on a piece of paper at like 3 a.m. It just popped in my head.
That's crazy. That's fire, bro.
Yeah, it's weird how these things just randomly come to you, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And once it comes to you, you have to act on it, because if you don't, then it's just going to pass and it's going to be somebody else's opportunity. That thought is going to leave your mind and it's going to go into the universe and somebody else is going to catch it. Yeah, you know,
for a couple of months, I was like, I want to start a podcast, but should I? I first mentioned it to one of my friends, like probably like 8 months ago, beginning of this school year.
Okay.
And then a couple months later, I mentioned it again, a couple of family members and a couple other friends. And a couple months ago, I mentioned it to my friends again. And I was just like, what do I have to lose? You know, why not just go for it? What's the worst that happens?
Yeah, I like that. You always got to look at it like that, bro. I'm glad that you acted on it, because I wouldn't be here talking to you if it wasn't for you
100%.
Doing what it takes to set this up and kind of make the moves that need to happen in order to bring this into fruition. Because an idea is just an idea until you put motion behind it, you know? You put the motion behind it. Now you got this hat right here. You got your podcast. This is your second episode? Second episode. We here, bro. It's only up from here. Yeah. You're just learning, putting yourself in position to be uncomfortable, because that's what life is all about. And this is the fruit of that labor.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, especially my age, they're all talk, you know, they're scared to just go for it. So I was like, I'm not letting myself be one of those people.
Hey, that's what's up. You found inspiration in your peers, bro. You saw what they was doing wrong, and you decided that you wanted to take your own path. And that's so important, bro. It's so important to realize that you have your own path in this life. If you let yourself be guided by your peers and what they think and what they got going on, then you'll just live in the shadow of their life. You know? You won't build something for yourself. You won't build something for your kids, because you're too worried about what somebody else got going on. Yeah. You know? So it's like, yeah, I'm glad you
I appreciate it,
did what you had to do, bro, because this is beautiful, bro. I was not expecting us to be here. I was not expecting us to be here working on a podcast when I first met you at school.
Neither was I.
That's not what I saw for us, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And, you know, again, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Nothing.
Sometimes you just got to go for it.
Only the best can come.
PD said it the best last podcast, and the clip's out, and he's just like, just take the risk. What do you have to lose?
It's very important, man. Knowing it's time to take that risk, too, because here you are. If you would have done it any earlier or any later, then you might have not had the doors open up that are about to open for you. You know, it's all divine timing.
And I mean, you're a great example of that too. Just look at where you have your music, and you know, IFBH, how it blew up last year. Any sort of creating your own business. It's not easy to do, and anyone who does it right away gains my respect.
Yeah,
It's not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely. Respect to anybody that gets an idea and brings it to life, because a lot of people get those ideas and they don't bring them to life, and that's why they stay stagnant. Anybody that's decided to grow, anybody that's put themselves in an uncomfortable position, like, props to you, bro, because not everybody has the mental capacity to do that. Not everybody has the drive or the hustle to do that. Once you start a fire within yourself, then it only gets bigger. So you just got to keep going, bro.
Yeah.
Take the risk. Take the
risk.
Like PD said, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I mean, no, nothing in particular. Let me think. Let's see what I got going on. June 10th show. Let me check the flyer. It's the summer stage. It's called the summer stage. Shout out to I'm Drew Music. He brought me onto the show. He brought me onto the lineup of the performance. Summer stage. It's in Boca Raton. Tickets $17. June 10th. Doors open at 7:30. Show's gonna be from 8 p.m. to 11. So yeah, man, pop out. You want to see BH? We got I'm Drew, Grandview, Lil Fur. We got a good lineup here. So if y'all want to pop out, see some talent, we're gonna be outside in Boca. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram at whereisbh. That's whereisbh. Y'all can follow me on Twitter. Same handle. TikTok, same handle. And yeah, just stay tuned, man.
Everyone go show support. Show out to the show, sure. June 10th.
Absolutely.
Pack
June
that place.
10th, we here, man.
Sell it out. Go
Spotify,
crazy.
Apple Music, all that. You can find me on YouTube. I'm there. Just look me up. The song with the most views right now is Karma's Coming. So if you just search that up, Karma's Coming, BH, that'll come through. It'll pop up. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. That's a big one for me too, bro. I wrote that song when I was in a bit of a dark place. So to see it
have
awesome. The success that it's had, it's important to me, because that means that people can relate to that music. People can relate to what I'm putting out. How I'm feeling, I'm not the only one that's feeling that way, Yeah. So it's big, bro. I'm grateful.
All right, man. I appreciate all the support. I mean, you're one of the main people reposting all of my stuff, sure. Liking everything. Thank you so much, bro.
Love, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, bro. It's
Second
really
guest. Great episode.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
It's only going to get better from here, man.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of ZQUAKE. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell button so you never miss another episode. Follow us at ZQUAKE on all socials. Until next time, peace.
Peace out. Love. Yes, sir.
I thought that was great.
Hell yeah.